Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So, we're excited. We're looking forward to another week, and we know that in the coming week we'll have more success again. So, I'm going to share a few pairs and we'll learn a few things. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is correction. During the correction phase in any market, it can really be a difficult time because the market has not yet chosen the direction it's going, and it's kind of like just going up and down, and that can really be a problem a lot of times. So one thing that I try to do is to look for markets that are already trending, ready to go, and then focus on those ones. There are many pairs, there are many opportunities to trade, but you want to narrow down your opportunity to the ones that will give you the least issues at any point in time. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. So, the first pair we'll be looking at today, just from last week, is the Euro USD. So, the Euro USD, for now, I believe the bias is still downward. The overall trend is still downward. If you look at the monthly chart, we have a trend, and this rise so far on monthly chart can still be considered as a pullback. This rise so far on monthly chart can be considered as a pullback. The 61.8 level has not yet been hit, but the 50 level has been hit, and so far it has kind of been bouncing around the 50 to 38 level so far. Currently, last month, this is a new month. Last month, most of the market time it was falling. This is a new month and it had just moved a little bit. The first 11 days, it had just moved a little bit up. So I still have reasons to believe that the bias is still sell. If we go to the weekly charts, you will see what I was talking about a little bit clear, that it's just been bouncing around the 38 and 50 level. You can see since it got to the 50 level, came down, went back up, came. But this time when it came down, it didn't quite hit the 38 level. But you can see on the weekly time frame, the trend is still down. Although last week was a doji, and you know what dojis mean. Dojis usually an early signal for reversal. You understand? Then on the weekly chart, we last week we had a buy. So wait a minute, I'm just saying something I hadn't even looked at. Because when you have a doji and you have a week in that direction, that means that's a confirmation of a change in direction. So I hadn't even seen that, on the weekly time frame. Although last week I was slow on my sales because of the doji that I formed on the weekly chart. Because it's just like what you saw here. We had the doji, we had weeks, we're already having weeks, high weeks, which was already an indication that there may be a slowdown in price. Then we had a doji, and this was the confirmation of the sell. Then since then it has been selling. So this one we've had a doji here now, and we have had a buy week. So I think we may begin to start looking at um, opportunities for buy. At least this is on weekly, and we can't ignore that. Okay, let me go to the daily chart and see exactly what has happened so far. So on the daily charts, so far, um, by my analysis on the daily chart, I'm looking at, yeah, I noticed because as so far I've been on the bearish bias with the mindset that long as it remains below this 61.8, let's keep our momentum on sell. Although it hasn't yet broken a selling structure on the daily chart. You see where this white line is I put it there for a reason. It's at about 1.8315, and that's the high of this particular day. That was the high of this particular day. and then that was about 1.831. Let me adjust my so that it fits in well. So when I put the cursor here on the lower part, you see it at 1.0831. So I feel that visually, this cell structure of down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, if the price can go up and hit that level, then we can have a confirmation that the cell structure on Euro USD has for now been broken. Then we can start waiting for a new structure for buy to take buy trades. So, however, right here, what's forming right here could just form a little bit and still go down. You understand? But looking at what happened on the weekly charts, it may not be something that, meaning that for now, we may, on Euro USD, we may need to be careful. This is what happens when you're in a correction, because what's happening right now on the daily is it hasn't really um, taken a direction, at least last week. Last week basically almost ended almost at the same place where it started. You can see just a little movement. This was where last week ended. This was where it this was where last week ended. The previous week before that, this is where it started. So that was just the movement was really small, just about 33 pips difference in the two periods. So within such periods, that's why I started by talking about correction phase. Within that kind of time, it's quite difficult to tell which way you should be going because it's doing a correction. So during that period, you may just have to be patiently wait it out. You understand? You may just have to patiently wait it out until it actually really breaks in one direction and you can say, okay, it's now moving in this direction. I think that's what I'll say for now for Euro USD. I think we may have to be playing the waiting game on it until either it breaks up this high or goes down and makes a new low. You understand? So if you're taking, I would still say for now, maintain taking sales. The structure has not yet been broken yet. Yes, on weekly we have a confirmation for buy, but um, probably don't enter into a buy yet until you see it has broken this and you see a clear structure. If we go to H4, this is what we have. This is just it's messy, and that's the thing about correction. It's not clear until it's clear. You know. Okay, so moving on. I have main pairs I want to a main pair I want to really talk about today, but before I go into them, let me just talk about the other ones I had lined. Okay, UC. Okay, UC. I'll just briefly talk about this, then move on. So on UC, you can see I already drew some lines there. This is the weekly chart on UC. So on UC, we had a downward trend, then like a pullback. At the moment, it's still around the 61.8, meaning that we could still have it break downward and keep selling. You understand? Could still have it break downward and keep selling. So that we have to keep that in mind, but that is on the bigger time frame weekly chart. However, right now at the moment, what has been happening so far is as if it has been bouncing around just above the 61 back to 50, just like that. So what just happened now, you can see, and it has been slowing down, kind of entering just within the box again. So went in, came back, let me zoom out on that. Came back, up, down, up. It has hit the 50 level again. So I am thinking that this may be one of those kind of trades whereby you can have a very tight stop loss, maybe just somewhere here, and take a buy, you know. Let's say if you have a stop loss of from where it is, you put a stop loss here. Okay, so that's like 70, 80 pips stop loss. However, if it decides to turn around and go your way, all the way up this way, that will be about 269 pips your direction. Or if it goes all the way up, that's about 300 pips, 300 pips plus. So it's a trade that one may look at, you know, about 70, 80 pips stop loss with a profit of likely about 300 pips. So if you think that's something you want to hold, although like I said, since it's on weekly chart, what I just said now may take several weeks to actually play out. You understand? So meaning you may be in the trade, it's going to hold. You can be in the trade for 2 weeks and finally lose, or you can be in the trade for 1 month and finally win, or 2 months before you finally win. It's a weekly kind of trade, so it may take some time. At the same time, it may not take so much time. It may just bounce off and quickly move in that direction. So that's something to watch out for. Tight stop loss, just below, then hoping that it turns around. It may not do that. Another strong reason why I was thinking it may do that is because of the lines that I just put. You can see I put a line that touches most of these levels, the weekly lows. You can see how it touches all of them. Then I put another one here. These are trend lines. I could even draw another one here also, like this. So this could further guide you about when it turns around and is going up, maybe around the place where you want to first take your profit, if you must. However, this is getting tighter, so anyhow, sooner or later we're going to have like a breakout. It goes back up there and it pulls up. We may have a large opportunity to take a lot of trades into the other side. Or it may go up, come down, go up, and finally break out. But there will eventually be a breakout somewhere. So that's that for USD CAD. NZD. So last week I had some thoughts on NZD. So on weekly chart, NZD pulled up, there was a high, then it pulled down to the 61 level. So one of the major successful trades I took last week was a sell on this pair. Think of my history. And that was during there was a news, actually it was a news trading. So the NZD card took a sell on it. Now I plan to buy it. Okay, yeah, that was a sell. I bought it a little bit. I had planned to buy it for a long while, but it wasn't going, so I cut off the trade. Then I'd also planned to sell it again, but the sell trade was also struggling, so I cut it short. Also cut it short. On Friday, I took a buy trade on pound USD, and just okay. So I took several trades on pound USD. Actually, the trend was actually kind of strong. I'll get to that anyway. So going to daily on that pair, I think what's actually happening is that probably it's trying to come back to the 50%. I was thinking that after the pull up on Thursday that it was going to still push back down, but it didn't. It kept pushing up. So I just cut off my trade earlier. So on H4, it was kind of clear up, down, up, down, up, down. But on Friday, it kind of broke that structure. So for now on NZD card, we may just have to wait until we see which new direction it forms, either up or down on the pair. Okay, moving on. The next pair I want to also look at is okay. I've treated these two. Okay, GU before the final pair. that I'm looking at. Been raining heavily, so maybe you can hear the rain in the background. So where is my GU? So for GU, I have so many lines drawn on GU. Okay, I'll try and explain them anyway. So let me just delete some of them first, then I'll come back and explain them. Okay, so I deleted those two so that it's easier for us to see what it is. So this is the daily chart on it. Come back. Okay, so this is the daily chart on it. So of course, before now, my bias was towards selling for pound USD, not until when it broke structure towards the end of last week. I mean, the previous week before last week. This move on that Friday, on Thursday, that kind of broke the structure. So, and next week, it kind of, on Friday, it now pulled down, fell down a little bit on Monday, formed doji on Tuesday, formed another doji on, formed a confirmation buy. You can see what just happened. You get, like it was reversing on daily. Wow, I didn't even notice this when this was happening. You get. Then on Thursday, after the confirmation buy, on Thursday, that was the shoot up buy. So we may actually have something like that on Euro USD. So you can see what's happening on Euro USD. Doji, Doji, confirmation buy. And that buy was even a breakout. Then on Friday, we had a pullback. Euro USD may actually be set up for a strong buy in the coming week, actually. Well, we'll see how that plays out. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But it's almost like a similar thing to what was already happened on Euro USD. Look at that. Then broke out. So let me put some of those lines I put before so that you can see my thought. So when I was looking at it for sell, this was my thought. I just used the Fibonacci retracement tool. So this is where the 61.8 was. So I was thinking, yeah, if I hit this point, it may actually pull down, which it did. It sold for quite, in fact, it sold all the way back to the 23.6 level, then turned around and continued with a buy. In my mind, I'm thinking that this thing is at least supposed to get to the 600 level. I don't know how Monday is going to be exactly, but I'll show you some of my thoughts. My thought is that it may actually get all the way to top, but I'm thinking that it should get at least to 620, this zone where you have this daily resistance. It should push up there. So I don't know how Monday will be, but I'm thinking that it will probably get there then before coming down, before pulling back down. Or maybe it may pull back down, then finally go back up there. I don't know for certain, but I think it ought to get to that point. Another reason for that is this. This is like a zigzag movement. So if I use my Fibonacci retracement tool there again and draw out like this, you can see that where it's targeting is actually about just above 650, which is still above that zone. So I'm quite pretty sure that it's going to buy into this zone. You understand? After all, the trend for it right now is kind of bullish, So I'm thinking that. So if you're going to enter into that in a smaller time frame, then the H4 kind of helps you with where to put your stop loss. Like for example, you're taking a buy now, maybe you want to wait for it to pull down a little bit, or maybe as the week starts, it may just keep going up. Honestly, that's what I'm thinking. The week may start and it doesn't even pull back much, just like what happened here. Like this buy, I entered it when I watched the way the day ended and all that. That was why I took this buy on Friday because I thought the momentum was so strong that it wasn't going to stop yet, you know. So you can use this place as your stop loss because we have a pullback, a new high. So that low of about maybe 541 can be your stop loss. So we have a clear pattern up, down, up, down, up, down, you know. So just keep following that, putting our stop loss on the most recent lows and following it until it gets to where it needs to go. Now, there's something I want to quickly bring your attention to before I get into the main pair that I'm looking at for this week. That's why I'm rounding off with the GU pairs. So, which is what's going to happen on Tuesday the 13th. Now, on Tuesday the 13th, we have a news by 7 o'clock, which is the climb count change. It's a major news for Euro USD. At the same time, we'll have average earnings index. We'll also have unemployment rate released, all just at about 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning. If these expectations are right, then the Euro USD pair may actually drop. It may actually drop when they are released. So that's something I'm actually thinking about. You can see from what they wrote here, focus, actual less than focus is good for um, currency. You see how things have played out in the past. Thinking about this is the actual. So a higher figure was bad. So if this 21 that they're expecting now, if we have something higher than that, that may not be good for the currency. You can see this in April, we had something like that, so higher than what they're expecting. It was not good. Lower than what they're expecting, good. Lower than what they're expecting, good. You know, about the same, no effect per se. So honestly, I'm thinking that this overall news because they are expecting a higher unemployment rate, you know, average earnings index. Let's see what's the change in the price businesses and government pay for labor, including bonuses. Actual greater than forecast growth. Data represents still more moving average to the same period over a year. Figure excludes bonuses also released, but not included to lack of significance. Okay. Well, fine. This may not have much of an impact yet, but I know an unemployment rate would definitely matter. So let's see how it goes. So this is why I'm thinking that maybe Monday the price may go up, then on Tuesday the price may come down. It could be the reverse. It could be a case that on Monday the price comes down and this news ends up making pound USD bounce up. Whichever the case, what we need to bear in mind is that pound USD for now, the trend is bullish. So that brings me back to the final pair that I'm looking at this week, and it's a pair that I may actually have much attention on in this week, and that is the pound JPY. Very dangerous pair. If you don't have mind, you shouldn't have any business trading this pair. This is pair for those that really know what they are doing. You get. So this pair, if I go into which one was I using to analyze earlier on? Okay. Let me just delete everything then start from the scratch. Show you guys exactly everything I was thinking. Okay, so this is the monthly time frame. If we draw a line, Fibonacci retracement like this, the monthly time frame, can see something there. Price is currently above the 61.8. and has closed above it. I've had a month that actually the closing price was above this high, and it's still pushing up. So monthly, we have a monthly trend that is buying presently. Monthly trend that is buying, which is very good. You understand? Which is very good. So even though this is still monthly, we can use our retracement to draw down again to kind of get even a shorter term projection. That isn't allowing me to do that. Okay. So with that being said, I can put that this level here is like a target, a short-term target in monthly, where I'm putting the white line. So let me take some notes down as I'm doing this. Found GPY. Found GPY and projections. Okay. Monthly. 1.61 and 8.29. Okay, so that's just like the area that one is looking at. So in short term, so this is monthly now, this is monthly. So we're going to have to go into the lower time frame and look at it. So we can, from the lower time frame, have better ideas of what's going on. So on lower time frame, this on weekly, yeah, up, down, up, down, up, down, and it's still pushing all the way up. You get usually this kind of scenario, you may expect it to, come down a little. However, this pull down here, we just use that to do another shorter term projection upward. Or better still, I'm sure that will be clearer if I look at that on daily. Exactly. So I thought as much. So daily, can use that to just give me an idea of the projection. Okay, so using that on daily, we can see that it's actually already hit in the smaller time frame on daily and weekly. It actually already hit the 61.8 level right now. You understand? It actually already hit a level right now, meaning there's a chance that this level it has hit in terms of projection, it may actually pull back. You get, because it just hit it on Friday. So that was about 75.20. So I'm going to go a little bit further there and even still trying to project using the most recent pullback. Because what we have here on daily, we have like a rise, pullback, a rise, pullback, a rise, pullback. Then, sorry about that, the call came in. Okay, I'll just turn this off. Distraction. Okay, so riding on. We had a rise, decline, rise, decline, rise, decline, then a rise again. Okay. Okay, so let me use this level to have a projection. draw this down just here. Okay, so that gives me a projection too that is just a little bit above it at the 75.91. So this already give me an idea that this zone between this 75.24 and this 75.91, it's like a zone that it's like a resistance zone, which is about 60 pips, which is very little for pound JPY. So it's already hit a resistance. So I'm thinking that we'll watch out for Monday. We'll see how Monday plays out. Since it already hit a resistance, we may expect maybe a decline. We may expect some decline. Then when that decline happens, we wait for it, then use that as an opportunity to take a buy again. I hope that's clear. Let me go to H4. Okay, so on H4, this is how it looks like. Rise, down, up. Okay, so maybe we could, if you're going to take a buy, you could probably wait for some sort of pullback, probably into this zone. You can use this level as your stop for a buy. If on Monday it goes all the way and hits those two levels, that level, that high we're looking at there, daily projection. Is 175.90. Okay, so we could be looking at it going to hit that 175.90 before we start expecting any form of maybe retracement. It could go higher, but if on Monday it goes up all the way to that level, then that may put more confidence in our thought that on Tuesday, we may actually have a sell-off on it. So there's something that can be done. If on Tuesday, by the time Tuesday starts, it's still buying from Monday, that's Monday is still heavily buying, then you could use a stop. Let me look for where we could use as a stop. Let me go to the weekly chart, if I can find that. Okay, it's not showing there. So let me go to the monthly chart. I can find that on the monthly chart. Okay, I may have to zoom out a little bit. Okay, I can see the line there. I can see the line there. Okay, so the line there matches with 1777, 17785. $1.7785, which is quite high. So if it's still buying heavily, this can be a targeted stop level. But if you notice, these two levels, there's quite some difference there. That's a lot of pips you're seeing there. That's about 200 pips you're seeing there. So that's the more reason why for pound JPY, if you're going to trade it, you really need to know what you're doing, because the main trend is buying. So if it's buying heavily up till Monday morning, yes, we're expecting that probably the news may bring it down. But if you're going to want to take that kind of trade, you want a situation whereby it has already bought a lot and it's even close to the stop, so that you can have a tight stop. If you're going to sell on that news release, then you want a situation whereby it's already close enough to this 177.85 stop loss level. Because looking at these two levels, we have about 200 pips difference between the two of them. So you want a situation whereby it's close to the stop loss enough before you take that sell. Otherwise, wait for it, let it pull back, and keep following the buy, since that's the main trend. I hope that makes some sense. If you have more questions, please drop it in the comment below, and I'll be glad to answer them. I hope these sections help someone there looking at the way I'm analyzing the charts and learning a few things. If you would like me to maybe treat some specific pairs within this analysis, weekly analysis, you can also let me know in the comments. I will check them and try to talk about those areas. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.